this is what we've got so far. So I'm just going to take that neck and put that somewhere else. For today, we focus on the body, and in particular, we've got to fill these sections in first. Now, I'm not worried about that. That's something that we're going to sort out later in the video, so make sure you keep watching for that. This one, however, definitely needs filling. Now, unfortunately, some of that has chipped a little bit, so we're going to need to make a clean edge on there to start with. And that's a little bit of a bummer, but we'll sort something out for that, and we'll make something fit nicely. All of this bottom section will be black, so as long as it's smooth and there's no actual lines that you can feel, then I'm not too worried about this whole gap filling scenario. There we go, one cleaned up channel to match that cutout piece. Let's see if it actually fits. Shall put that end up there. Ooh. That is going to fit, but I'm not going to tap it in because I don't want to then have to take it out and start chipping bits off. So I'm going to fill that with some glue and then we'll knock it in with a tapping stick. Nicely slotted in, fits lovely. Hopefully by the time we clear that off and thickness the whole system, there won't be any gaps. But while that glue's drying, I might just go for a cheeky ride on my bike. If this happens to you, and you can't get up and phone the paramedics and tell them where you are, the Real Rider app will do that for you. Now, don't worry, my daughter's a makeup artist. And it's all fake. But when you are in trouble, it's really nice to know that something's got you covered. Make sure, if you ride a motorbike, you download the Real Rider app now. And we're back. Okay, glue's dried, looking good. Morning. Right, dimensioning timber. Now there's lots of different ways to dimension your timber, and I'm talking chopping it down that way. That is too thick. That's about 45 mil and it wants to be 40, 42 at the most, I think. So there's a few different ways that can be done. You can rip cut it with a handsaw, not fun at all. You could stick it through a massive bandsaw if you have a massive bandsaw. One of the most common ways is just to use a big power router, set the depth and work it through. If you're going to do that, work up and down in sections so that you leave bridges for your router to lean on so it doesn't just topple over and fall into pieces. You can easily chip those off later. Me, I'm going to use planes. No, not aeroplanes, scrub planes. Scrub planes have this curved blade on them and allow you to take big chunks off all in one go. And the way that you use a scrub plane is actually to go kind of across the grain, like kind of diagonally. Because it's thick set, if I went with the grain, all it's going to do is tear up great big patches and start digging into the wood almost no matter which direction you're going. If we go across the grain like that, you can see it creates a channel, but it doesn't do anything nasty because the blade is cutting both sides of that channel. So it doesn't tear, it doesn't do anything nasty, it just cuts this nice big chunk off. So as I need to take off 3 or 4 mil, this can be done pretty quickly, just whacking it across with a scrub plane, then using the nice smoothing plane to make it flat and lovely at the end. There we go. It took longer to set up the camera angles than it did to actually shave off pretty much down to that pencil line. So now I can just take the trusty smoothing plane, the number 4, there it is in all its glory, and just smooth that off flat as you would every other plane with every other piece of wood you've ever used before in your life. If you've not planed before in your life, go and buy an old number 4, an old one. Go just eBay, old, that's what you want. Beautiful, love it. I do love me a hand plane. Tell me in the comments how much you love a hand plane, and if you haven't hand planed before, go and get one. Do it now. Go on, do it. So this is where I'm going to start thinking about some of this detailed carving that's happening later, and this area here. So you'll have noticed I haven't filled in this section like we filled in that section. That's because I'm actually going to cut this area down to that level and fill that gap with some basswood. If you remember from that original design, this top horn is going to be clouds. That's going to look a lot better if we carve that out of basswood. Basswood, or lime wood as it's known in the UK as well, is a beautiful wood for carving. It's almost grain free in that respect. It's just butter carve everywhere you want to go. It's fabulous. So I'm going to use this section, which you may recognize Michelangelo's David's feet on the bottom of there. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave that as a link in the description and at the end of this video, because again, brilliant. Ooh. If only life was that easy, eh? Right. And there we go. That's going to fit in there with a bit of fine fettling. That'll fit really nicely in there. And we've got this nice chunk of basswood ready to carve. So the last thing we need to do with this body before we can start all the carving and those finer details is just put all of the comfort carves in. And yes, we're going to use saws and chisels to do that as well. Your standard Strat style is what we're going for, just to make it dead easy to pick up and play and feel really nice. nice. And really doesn't take very long at all. I know it's rough, but hey, it's got the shape there. Now from here I can use card scrapers or the random orbital sander or whatever device I fancy to just make this smooth, but for now we've got the shape of the guitar and I'm really pleased with it. Now make sure you come back next week because we're going to start carving this, which I'm really excited about. We get to get those chisels out. In the meantime, watch this video because you'll love it, and I'll see you soon. Take care, God bless. Toodle pips.